fighting games are well, Street Fighter 6 news, Mortal Kombat news. Oh boy, there was even some Tekken news, wasn't there?
Yes. I believe so.
Boy, it's coming.
Yes, the news are happening. So before we begin properly, as always, bingo card in the description is if I don't forget to add it. You can play along if you want. That being said, whatever, let's continue. So, let's see. Let's start with the easy ones, the very fast ones. Capcom Cross, which I think that's how I'm supposed to read this out, will have a $1 million check for first place.
Oh boy.
So you know,
I mean, obviously neither you nor I are in the runnings, but holy shit, you know?
Yeah, like neither of us are in the runnings. Neither of us really particularly care about competitive or like esports specifically, which this is. But at the same time, this shows that Capcom is trying to take more of a hold in esports. They're trying to, expand their reach with how much eyes it gets, because people will not go, okay, so that's the one where they fight for some money in Street Fighter. It's the event where people fought for $1 million in Street Fighter, probably.
Yeah.
And so that will get more eyes on. I almost said more eyes on the people, which I suppose. But yeah, it's gonna get more eyes on the product. It's gonna, get more word of mouth out there. It's just another manner of marketing. But it's cool marketing, I guess.
Yes, it is. It is crazy. I mean, it's going to lead to more of the competitive side of things, focusing on Street Fighter, because how many people are going to want that, right?
Yeah.
Because there's quite a few guys who are a bit like, yeah, that's a bit pie in the sky for me. But like that, like I follow Sonic Fox on Twitter, and the moment that popped up, Sonic Fox's eyes shot out of his fucking head.
Yeah,
and he's one of the guys who's probably pretty solidly in the runnings.
Yeah, like you also have to consider with things like this, the people who use esports to replace a salary job, pretty much, the people who try to live off of doing esports, they look at something like this and they go, okay, so I do this and I can live for 3 months with taxes.
Yeah.
So that also once again it's just more marketing, because more people from other games even start trading for your games. That means more streams of your games, more people watching those games, more people getting into the games because I know this guy and this guy plays that game competitively. Maybe I can learn and be like them.
So, did you see there was one particular GIF that was making the rounds after that announcement, and it was simply labeled the Capcom veterans stepping up to the new kids to try and get the $1 million, like Alex Valle, right? One of the real old timers. And it was just a GIF of Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair, of him tuning up the band and saying, "I'm sorry, I love you," and then, killing him.
Yeah. And like this, does raise the question of, okay, so you get all of these new people learning how to play Street Fighter, whichever one. I don't know which one this will be, probably 6. You'd think it would be 6, but it might be 5 still. Who knows?
No.
But yeah, you get all of these people training Street Fighter. What happens to people like Justin Wong or Daigo or the other, well-known Street Fighter people whose names I don't know because I don't actually watch competitive players? Can they keep up with the pressure of all of these new people who might have experience in other games? Or will they just falter because they're out of their depth?
Yeah, that is definitely one of the big questions there.
Especially when you consider that Daigo, for example, fell off for a bit, but then made a comeback in Street Fighter 5 because he just didn't care, from what I understand.
Yeah. I mean, there had to be a lot of pros who got burned out by Street Fighter V at launch, you know?
Yeah.
It just wasn't in a good state.
And yeah, like the Capcom continues seemingly doing everything right with Street Fighter 6. And once again, it's one of those things where like I am hyped for Street Fighter 6. I want Street Fighter 6 to succeed. What did they fuck up? Like at the back of your mind, you just have to ask, like, okay, so what is wrong? Because there's too many things that seem to be right about this game. Something has to be like the worst. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense.
I just keep saying it's the fighting game division is finally catching up with the rest of Capcom.
Maybe so. But yeah, then to keep in competitive gaming news, Evo has also released their lineup, consisting of Street Fighter 6, Guilty Gear Strive, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Tekken 7, KOF 15, Melty Blood, Mortal Kombat 11, and UMVC 3.
Marvel! It's not dead yet.
Yeah, Capcom is bringing out Marvel. If enough people sign up for Marvel, you'll get Morrigan in Street Fighter 6. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna make a new Marvel.
Well, the bigger thing there is, what does Disney want to do, right?
Yeah.
Which Disney is not averse to making money, but they can sometimes be quite stupid.
Yeah. And then you might have noticed one of the games announced, and someone posted this picture in response, telling Melty Blood to get back into the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they like the bathroom, so
yeah.
Who are we to deny them the bathroom? The bathroom.
Jokes on them. All of the Evo main stage will be held in the bathroom.
Yeah. Broadcast from the bathroom to the main stage.
Yes.
I mean, it's a funny bit, but at some point, you know, probably gonna have to start treating Evo multiplayers with a modicum of respect, maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all of the competitive stuff that I believe I found. Then let's see. Tekken 8, Kazuya's gameplay trailer released. It looks like Kazuya. You might be surprised to find that.
Like, if there's any fucking fighting game where I am not excited to see the trailers for returning characters, it's Tekken. Because I know what they fucking do. Like, Street Fighter, at the very least, like, okay, Street Fighter, your characters are generally going to retain their core tools, but they'll have cool new animations. They might have one new move. Tekken, you'll be lucky if you get one or two new moves, and you're not getting any new animations either.
Yeah.
Which, by all means, is part of the charm of Tekken. No. That means I'm not hyped for trailers, because
You got new animations. Kazuya has a new rage art. Aren't you glad?
Yeah. Well, it's what do I keep saying every time? It's just not for me anymore. There we go. I mean, do we have anything really to add here?
No, not really. It's just Kazuya. He has a new dress outfit. It looks the same. It looks the same as his last dress outfit, but slightly differently designed. Jin's new design was shown off in this trailer. It looks better than his Tekken 7 design. That's a plus.
Oh, this Tekken 7 design was alright, but I mean, Tekken 4 will always be the classic for him, you know?
Yeah. Then they revealed the first new character for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising. It is
Yeah, I saw that. It's a big boob girl with a halberd,
Glaive.
which I don't know.
Yeah.
A glaive, yeah, a
I don't know,
polearm.
both of the all of the above at the same time.
And I was just kind of like, oh, this looks like every other Grand Blue character.
Yep.
Except the pro wrestler dude.
Chick.
Yeah, I don't get it. I've never got it with Grand Blue, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, it looks like a Grand Blue character, all right.
Mm-hmm. Like, that's a game built for neither of us to like it.
Yeah, like yeah.
It's like, okay, we got a fundamental game of footsies designed to uncomplicate fighting games as much as possible. Okay, you're out. Alright, and also, it's super anime and generic design, just fuck. And it's like, okay, I'm out.
It doesn't help that the most fun character in the story, at least the part of it I've played, was the fucking comedic relief animal character who is not playable. It isn't even DLC.
I don't know who that is, but I'll assume that it's given you good justification to be mad.
No, I'm not mad. It's just, you know, like they had one character that I could possibly like if they had a good play style, and then no. So instead when I played Grand Blue, I made the Deadpool trio. The three guys who look exactly the same, and even though they're fantasy cooks, they talk like surfer bros and break the fourth wall constantly.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then let's see.
Next bit. Next bit.
Street Fighter VR announced with location test at Plaza Capcom Hiroshima store.
Didn't they already do that with the Switch game?
No clue. Which Switch game?
Ultra Street Fighter 2, I think. Yes, it should be Ultra Street Fighter 2.
I forgot that existed.
How could you forget Evil Ryu and Violent Ken?
I don't own a Switch.
Fair enough.
I don't own a Switch, and I'm also under the age of 40, so...
Eh. I mean, I'm not a VR guy, you know?
Yeah.
I'm still surprised that VR didn't turn out to just be a gimmick. Because that's 100% what I was expecting. And I apparently was dead wrong. Because it's actually stuck around quite a bit better than the majority of usual gimmick.
I don't know. I wanna call it something like the V, where like technically it's not a gimmick, but it's still a gimmick. Like, you know, it's gonna stick around, but I haven't really seen much more than proof of concepts. So like, you know, like
I mean, it's never going to go beyond proof of concepts until they can make it affordable to everyone.
Yeah, and like I can't really call it anything more than a gimmick until it gets out of its infancy, and it's been in its infancy for the past like 10 years. It feels like, so.
Yeah.
You know. Like the. Like I'm just reminded of how Tekken 7 had a VR mode. And I'm sure people didn't just use it to look at female characters' asses. Of course not.
Eh. Well, that depends. Are they in the States or in Japan? If they're in the States, they look for her ass. In Japan, they look for her panties.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, boy. I like how this has been a very news-loaded week, so you're making sure to front-load it with all the news we don't want to talk about. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, let's
Next
see.
bit. Neither of us have
Yeah.
anything to say about VR. Who
Yeah,
cares?
I'm looking.
Who
I'm
gives a shit?
looking. I'm looking. Right. Mortal Kombat 12 confirmed through the Warner Bros. Earnings call. Ed Boon surprised.
Well, yeah. It's I mean, it's a very underwhelming way for it to be announced, right?
Yeah.
If they didn't have a trailer ready for the Game Awards, then it is what it is. At the end of the day, in order for the game to stay funded and Warner Brothers games to not go out of business, they do have to announce this stuff at shareholder meetings to get, shareholders to keep their shares in the company and not pull out for a quick buck.
Yeah.
But it is definitely like a lot less exciting than, an actual trailer.
Yeah.
Hot
Although,
take.
like thinking about Ed Boon and the sort of behavior he's shown throughout the years. Now, considering this, I'm just imagining that like in 2 years' time, he'll walk out on stage at the Game Awards or whatever, and just be like, "Mortal Kombat 12's out," and then leave. No trailer, nothing.
Yeah. We released it when I walked on stage.
Yeah.
I had one of the NetherRealm team members come with me to the show with the go button, with the release button, and I smacked it right before I stepped up here.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So with Mortal Kombat, like with Street Fighter, there's so much difference in terms of how sequels get handled, right?
Yeah.
So with Mortal Kombat, as compared to, let's say, Tekken, you know what you're in for. The only new innovations you're going to see are new rage bullshit. Street Fighter, okay, the characters can change a little bit, but more importantly, there's going to be big system changes. Mortal Kombat, everything's going to be different.
Yeah. Except for the characters, because we can't allow Boon to be happy.
Yeah, we won't wipe out the cast, but
we'll try every time, regardless.
oh god, yes he will. It's
maybe the 30th time it will stick.
I mean, that is, of course, the first thing to discuss is, okay, are they going to let Ed do it this time?
I mean,
are they going to
yeah.
let Ed wipe the cast, start with a clean slate, let him make the Great Kung Lao and fucking, I don't know, 1960s Mortal Kombat or even 1860s Mortal Kombat?
I mean, the thing is that I think Mortal Kombat 12 will have been influenced by outside stuff, namely Warner Bros. Being sold. Before they were sold, maybe they would have allowed Ed to actually go ahead with wiping out the cast and making a new rosters that he wants and all that, because he's been like the NetherRealm has been doing good with Discovery, and considering the other stuff that has happened at Warner Brothers since the acquisition, I don't think so.
It's difficult to say because I doubt. What's that guy's name? Who's the guy that everybody hates with Discovery?
I don't know.
It's not David Zaslav, is it? Isn't David Zaslav the guy that made Disco Elysium?
I'll check.
I want to say it's David Zaslav.
It is.
Okay. I mean, at the end of the day, he's trying to clean house on the streaming services and try and use tax breaks. And that's a bit of a different thing from being hands-on over the video game division.
Yeah, I mean, like my logic is that Zaslav seems to be going for safe and easy money, and like the whole thing with replacing the cast that Boone wants is the opposite of safe money. Because what if we get another round of Soul Calibur 6? Not 6, 5.
I just like David Zaslav, I don't think is even aware of what Mortal Kombat is. He probably never heard the name until it was said. I'm not sure he was there for the fucking Warner Brothers Gaming shareholder call to begin with.
Ah,
Like, I imagine he has bigger cares than that. I think at the end of the day, what the NetherRealm team wants to do, though, will always be somewhat divorced from what would actually be the smart plan. And I think there's less chance of us getting a Soul Calibur 5 and more of a Mortal Kombat 10. Where it's like, okay, maybe half the classic cast is gone. Right? Because you could go back to Mortal Kombat X and it's like, okay, we still got Liu Kang and Johnny and Jax and Katana and Sonya. But here's Cassie, here's Kung Jin, here's Takeda, here's Aaron Black, and so on.
yeah.
I think that is more likely what we're going to get. And I think that the attempt at putting it in a new timeline, I don't know if they'll have the balls to go that far in the past, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's always been teased as something like we'd love to do the Great Kung Lao, right? Go back that far in time. You know, we've addressed that Johnny Cage has Mediterranean warrior ancestors too, so we can get in, Johnny Cage's great-great-grandpa. But at the end of the day, Scorpion and Sub-Zero still have to be there.
Yeah.
And they can have, like, oh, well, this is the Shirai Ryo ancestor of Scorpion. Okay, but he's not a demon. He's not a flaming skull underneath. Sub-Zero, even then, it's still just a ice ninja, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've not played the Aftermath story. I've seen bits and pieces, but to my understanding, it also plays around with the idea of just kind of copping out on the whole reset the timeline entirely thing, right?
Yeah, it ends with Liu Kang just visiting Great Great Kung Lao words. Wow. And then just going, yo, I'm a god. I've decided that you're gonna win every fight that you're in from now on. And then the story ends.
Ah. I mean, at the end of the day, moving beyond just the core cast, DLC, right?
Yeah.
Do we want to sell a DLC that is all new characters? No.
I mean, they don't have to. They can just get the license to Chucky and who else?
Right, but when's the last time you saw a fighting game DLC that didn't see returning characters?
Hmm. Did the MKX DLC have returning characters? Probably. Oh, Boraicho. Immediately, Boraicho.
Boraicho. Triborg was 3 returning characters. Tanya. Who was Season 1 of DLC? Season 1 of DLC was...
Tremor.
Jason, Tanya, Predator, Tremor. And then Season 2 was Alien, Leatherface, Triborg, and Boraicho. That was actually a rather small DLC setup. Huh. It never occurred to me. I mean, that's just one thing. Here's another thing. Melina.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Like,
It's fine. Melina gets like or Liu Kang will just go. You know who I loved? Melina.
yeah, I must restore order to this world. Give me the hot Tarkatan chick.
Yeah, and then you zoom out, and Kitana is standing right next to Kung or to Luke, right next to Liu Kang. She just starts fading.
Well, I would think like there could be a little bit of a heartwarming story there of like, Kitana tells Liu Kang, "Bring Melina back. I want to do her right this time. I want to treat her as she deserves." But then she's still a horrible man-eating monster. But now she's just friendly towards her sister.
Yeah. And then we can turn both of them into heel again. By them I mean Liu Kang and Kitana.
Uh-huh. God, he will just do anything to fucking get rid of classic style Liu Kang, won't he?
Yeah.
It's insane. There are so few developers who hate their own characters to such a degree. I mean, this is just risky territory. And of course, there's also the thing of like, okay, how's the game going to be balanced? Right?
Yeah.
Because Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11 were night and day. And you remember, okay, so this is actually stealing a bit from a later segment. But do you want to know what I played alongside Mortal Kombat 11 this week?
Injustice.
Injustice, yes. No, I did put a bit of time into Injustice 2, and boy, I'll get to that when I get to that.
Yeah.
But no, I played a bit of Mortal Kombat X.
Ah.
And my God, that game is like night and fucking day with Mortal Kombat 11. With just like meterless combos. Fuck it. Mortal Kombat 11, if you can get 30% off of a meter, that is the defining feature of that character. Meterless combo, then that is the defining feature of that character. Mortal Kombat X, get in line.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11, if you can have a 50-50 on your character, that is a defining feature. Not only do most of the cast have 50-50s after some fashion or another, there are several characters who have got like 33, 33, 33s.
Nice.
I have to mention this. So, Leatherface, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's got the three variations you can pick. He's got a zoner variation, he's got a variation built around a stance, and he's got a variation built around changing his normals and giving a command grab. Leatherface, by nature, in any of the three variations, has one very fast special move that is an overhead and another very fast special move that is a low. Which inherently means literally any string for Leatherface is an inherent mix-up. Because he can cancel any normal into either of those. Well, not any normal, excuse me. But he can cancel so many normals into those, and he has so many mix-ups built into his strings as well. So, right off the bat, okay, that's nuts, right?
Yeah.
And the overhead one does massive damage, too. Oh, and the low one also covers a lot of screen space. Okay. Well, alright. So, the grapple variation, the one that changes his normals, not only gives him faster, shorter range normals, so he can be a bit more of a rushdown guy and a bit less weird, neutral into mix-ups kind of guy, but it also gives a command grab. Which means it becomes a 33-33-33 mix-up, right? Because now you can cancel into the command grab. And then on the stance variation, from that stance, when he enters that stance, he has three moves he can do. One is a running mid that has, good range because he's running while doing it. And it's relatively fast. And he can meter burn it for a combo. Okay, cool. Then he's got one that's an overhead where he just slowly walks forward while swinging the chainsaw with overhead swings like a madman. Again, overhead. This one can be meter burned for a combo, though, giving him even bigger rewards out of an overhead. And then the third move he has out of that stance is a stunningly quick unblockable.
Nice.
So, oh boy, that shit is bonkers. And in Mortal Kombat 11, there are so few characters who can try for that. Terminator, I think, can get 33-33 mix-ups with his command grab, right?
Yeah.
And you've certainly seen me try that with a few characters in Mortal Kombat 11 in our time playing together, where there are some characters who can do some bullshit. But, you know, my God. And Jason, who of course is just Terminator, they're the same character. Oh, and the run button. Remember that? The run button. A bunch of Mortal Kombat 3 players just got flashbacks.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's going to be the question, right? Are we going? What style are we going for here? Are they going to try and reinvent the wheel again? Are we going back to either of those? What are we doing here? You know?
Yeah, MK3.
Yeah, everyone has the same normals again.
Yeah.
People definitely wouldn't get mad about that.
Like everyone has the same normals. You have to enter a code on the loading screen to get bonus effects. 80% of the cast is ninjas.
Oh yeah. Well, because Mortal Kombat 3 at launch had no ninjas, so they had to compensate. You want to talk about bonkers cartoon shit about old Mortal Kombat games? Imagine a Mortal Kombat with no ninjas.
Yeah.
That's right, you can't.
I'm just trying to imagine the MK12 roster with that setup. Like you get all of the ninjas from MK Armageddon, also Cassie Cage,
Yeah.
and then Devorah. That's it. That's your cast.
You know, I just gotta hope, we just gotta hope though, whatever villain we get here is better than Kronika, right?
Yes.
And Kronika should have been cool. She should have been cool. The elder god of all time. Raiden's mom.
We'll
Or wait, is she Raiden's mom or is she
No.
just Cetrion's mom?
She's just Cetrion's mom. And
Ah,
Shinnok's.
and Shinnok's. Well, at several points they had like adaptations that said Shinnok was Raiden's brother.
But
No,
yeah,
it was the movie said Shao Kahn was Raiden's brother. Oh, that was dumb.
yeah.
I mean, the revelation that the Elder Gods were screwing Raiden the whole time just made sense.
Yeah. They really should have done a scene in the MK11 story where Raiden goes, the other gods have been misleading me. I must consult the other gods.
Yes.
No, actually, I'm wrong. He did that. He did that.
He did do that, yeah. And he pretty well arrived to a pile of dead god corpses, and Cetron was like, hey, Raiden, I killed all my family.
Yeah. Isn't it cool?
Look at this, I'm puppeting this corpse. Look at me, I'm a stupid elder god. I sit around and do nothing. Raiden better consult with me.
Yeah. The thing is, like,
Johnny actually has a fatality where he does that.
I know. The thing is, like, if the writing was like this during the MK11 story, I might have actually finished it.
I mean, Mortal Kombat 11's story was at its most clown shoes of just multiverse, time traveling bullshit, and nothing matters, fuck it all.
Like that's the thing. It was too clown shoes to be a regular story. It wasn't clown shoes enough to be a parody of itself. So I didn't derive any enjoyment from it. Like legitimately,
boy.
I want Raiden walking into a scene and just making fun of himself for consulting the other gods for everything. Fuck it. If you want to.
By now, Raiden's just walking the earth as a regular human. He probably does have a sense of humor about, man, remember that stupid bullshit I used to do?
Yeah. Well,
consult the elder gods. Yeah, that did me a lot of favors.
Yeah.
Hey, Liu Kang, remember that time I killed you? No. Oh, right, you're a different Liu Kang.
Yeah. Hey, Liu Kang, do you remember that other time I killed you? Still no. Alright, still different Liu Kang. They do this a couple times.
Do you at least remember that time Shang Tsung killed you? Shit, no. Oh. It was embarrassing. Everyone laughed at your corpse.
And then you then you got up.
Yeah. You did sick chain combat moves, but you only did them once. Yeah.
Like right explicitly says, but only in cutscenes.
Yeah. Lord Raiden, what is a cutscene? Lou, you're an elder god. You understand what a cutscene is. Oh shit. I do.
They totally
this elder
should.
god shit be crazy, yo.
They totally should. If Raiden is in the next game, and Liu Kang is still an elder god, they totally should do a matchup screen where Raiden insults him and Liu Kang just says mockingly, "I must consult the other gods." Stop the match.
Wasn't that plus what Liu Kang said at the end of Mortal Kombat 9 when he was getting pissed at Raiden?
I don't remember.
Like when he got real mad at Raiden, he pretty well said, "Oh yeah, go consult the fucking elder gods again, Raiden, because that's helped so much so far. Fuck you, man." And he punches him.
Oh yeah. No, I think Kung Lao does it in 11, but I might forget. I might be forgetting.
Oh, Kung Lao would do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that outburst is too characterful for Liu Kang.
Yeah.
He needs to be white bread.
Oh boy.
Walks on screen. I'm evil. Starts pissing. And scene.
Yeah. Raiden's just like, Liu Kang, of all people, why did you bring Kano back? And Liu Kang's just like, I just think he's funny, okay?
Yeah. Like with every passing month, Kano just morphs more and more into the Tasmanian devil. In behavior, at least.
Spluttering the same way Taz does.
Yeah. What's happened to Kano? Asks Aaron Black. Must be the alcohol.
Yeah. He's been trying some of the Black Dragon's own supply. I like how the implication Liu Kang's also going to choose to bring back Aaron Black.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, we're entering that stage of what the bit from the Kung Fu Panda show, right? Why did you save me, monkey?
Yeah.
Why did you bring back Aaron Black? Cowboy.
Yeah. Cute Yang's team.
He's here. We know you've been waiting. Nobody's waiting for Jimmy Wang, gang.
But also like the implication, Raiden just completely appalled. Liu Kang, why did you bring back the entire race of Tarkatans? Things are getting boring.
What?
Why are they evil still? Things are getting boring.
Raiden, you've made Raiden racist now.
Kinda.
Well, I thought they deserved more of a fair shot after Kotal Khan fucking annihilated them. No, Liu Kang.
I'm just imagining that Liu Kang brought them back the way they were, like before Baraka became an actual character, and he's refusing to try to do anything to change them.
Look, Raiden, you want to change the hearts and minds of the Tarkatans? That's pretty fucked up, bro.
Yeah. Uh,
Boy.
Mortal Kombat
So
12.
if it,
Mortal Kombat 12 is just making like the entire story of Mortal Kombat 12 is just making fun of the story of Mortal Kombat 9 through 11. Liu Kang, Liu Kang makes a new demigod. It's Suhao.
oh no! Now that one though, I like to imagine he brings back Su Hao and Raiden's just like Liu Kang, yes.
Liu Kang, who is this?
Who, who the fuck is this asshole? Liu Kang, what the actual fuck?
Liu Kang makes the new Elder Gods. It's him, Kitana, Suhao, and Mocap.
Good God, no! Oh no.
I still want them to actually like make Mocap appear in a new game. Just because the idea of actually just actually just the guy who Mocap the moves is so dumb.
I don't know why you want bad things to happen.
Because good things refuse to happen, so I might as well hope for bad ones. Makes me right. But hey, potentially more Ronda Rousey. Yay! They're not hiring
She
her.
is not coming back
Yeah.
from Mortal Kombat 12. Are you joking?
They'll
He
probably
got that paycheck.
yeah they'll probably they'd probably rather keep Sonya dead.
I don't see Sonya staying dead, but she's definitely not going to be Ronda Rousey again.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was bad. I mean, near everything that Ronda Rousey touches is bad, but that voice acting performance is just so fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then like why not make her voice at least a new character instead
Yeah.
of one with
Well, that then people would hate the new character.
But then I just hate Sonya.
Well, she'll be back someday.
To appease the fans, we've redesigned Sonya with her Mortal Kombat Armageddon design in mind.
That one's not the worst Sonya design, and you know it.
Isn't that the one where she had like the shirt like stuck to her
No.
under boob?
Nope.
Which one's that then?
Look up the Mortal Kombat 9 design.
All right. Oh
Uh-huh.
no!
Uh-huh.
It wasn't
That-
it wasn't the worst one. Holy shit!
Uh-huh. That is one of the worst all-time fighting game character designs.
Apparently, there's
Like
yeah.
Her alternate outfit is the world's tightest white shirt and booty shorts. Nonetheless, I pick that one over over the default every time.
I was about to say like even the alternate seems better, even though it's just Lara Croft.
Yeah. Holy Jesus. Just what the... Mortal Kombat 9. Good game. Terrible fucking women designs. Women.
Yeah.
Terrible female character designs. Whatever.
Then it is time. Street Fighter 6 showed off Zangief, as well as Lily
Oh!
and Cammy. So, who do you want to hit first, and why is it Zangief?
Oh!
All right then.
Yeah, Geef. The one we've all been waiting for. You may not have known you were waiting for him, but you were. Yeah, Geef look good. Look vigu. I am excited to see what else. Like, it's an awkward thing because the trailer's always nice, but we don't get to see the real new tech on returning characters until they show the clips on Twitter afterwards of their drive moves, right?
Yeah.
Because DJ, the first DJ trailer, it's like, oh hey, it's DJ. He does DJ things. Cool. He didn't lose anything. And then it was when the videos and clips came out afterwards. It's like, oh fuck, double air slasher is now just a meterless move. Oh fuck, he can feint air slasher. And just loads of shit beyond that. He can feint so many moves now, can't he?
I think so.
And Geef, like, we only really saw what looked like one new move, which is the drop kick that gets a wall splat.
Yeah.
And that didn't seem to be a drive gauge move either. But he has all of his Street Fighter V tools. Oh, well, the other new tool, right, there was 2 other new tools, which they showed he's got 2 new target combos. Well, one's kind of new. The one that is definitely new is 3 knife edge chops in a row. We're doing it Kena Kobashi style here, boys. And the other is he has the old stomp combo back from Street Fighter EX, which he did pick up in Street Fighter 4, but only in Omega mode, which no one played.
Yeah.
So Geef now has a low pressure tool to say, hey, you, crouch. And that is nice, because that gives the enemy more encouragement to block, and when they are blocking, that's when you SPD them.
Yeah.
So it looks like Geef's probably going to have some solid combo possibilities. I mean, the dropkick wall splat alone means he's going to have in the corner some very solid possibilities, you know?
Yeah. I only wish that they would give Geef a gigantic pressure so I could start playing him like Waldstein.
Stop. That would be funny. I feel like in Street Fighter, though, that's now more associated as a Honda tool because of him having it in Street Fighter V.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, remember? That was his speed trigger, too.
Well, that doesn't count. The whole V-trigger system sucked.
Yeah, the drive gauge seems much more interesting. I mean, you see the people getting brutally wrecked in some of the pre-gameplay, trailers, where guys just eat a drive impact, and it's just like, oh, I have no meter, fuck.
Yeah.
The question though with Geef is what else has he got? Because he's probably got more. And we are going to see what that is. Because it is probably some pretty exciting stuff. I mean, the big question always will be with Geef is Burning Hand back. Alright?
Yeah.
Because the SF5 tools are cool, but it still feels like he kind of wants Burning Hand back, you know?
Yeah.
And alongside him was Lily and Cammy. Cammy, I didn't have a whole lot to say about. I'm not much of a Cammy guy. Pink is a happy man.
Yeah. I mean, with Cammy, the big point of controversy, question mark, is that people like Cammy's new design, but they didn't like Sonya's MK11 design. And people have been going around going, well, why don't you like Sonya's new design if you like Cammy's new design? And the answer is simple. Cammy's design is interesting. Still ties into, like, her being athletic and shit.
Well, I'd also say a big part of it is horny and bone marrow torture.
Definitely.
And while Cammy is wearing more clothes than usual, they are very, very skin-tight clothes.
I mean, so is the Sonya design. To me, like, I'm looking at it right now, and the Sonya design
is it?
It looks like it to me.
I mean, it's well fit, but it's not skin tight.
I guess I don't see a difference.
There definitely is one. I will tell you, there definitely is a difference. People seem to be hornier for Cammy than they've ever been before. So on that front, on the boner culture front, they've apparently succeeded.
Yeah. Boner people keep succeeding. We have Cammy and we have Jury.
Yeah.
For them.
Jury was in the opposite direction. Jury lost the skin tight clothing and people got hornier.
But yeah, because that's her aesthetic. You don't go to Jury for skin tight clothing. You go to Jury because baggy pants, feet. From what I understand.
Yeah.
Also, like, don't forget that, like, around her knee area is exposed, if memory serves, or something like that, which is a weird thing to point out, but, like, I don't understand these things anyway, so, hey, maybe it's got to do with that.
Dude, I'll tell you, for that one, I don't get it either.
But you get feet?
Well, I don't get the feet thing, but I also don't get the knee thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's like some Amish fucking deeps of Wahhabi Middle East shit right there. Like, I do not get that for a second.
Yeah. And then, like, I was gonna say men don't really have those sorts of designs, but no, it's just we don't notice.
Eh.
Does DJ?
Does DJ what?
Would DJ fit like the male version of the sort of stuff that they've done with Cammy and Jury?
I mean, DJ's not a bad looking dude, but he's kind of lacking in personality, I think, for a lot of people to find him attractive.
Yeah.
Dudes are a lot more dependent on personality to keep them attractive.
I guess. I wouldn't know. The height of hotness does seem.
Nah. I mean, Dawson was never going to be a good looking dude, but he's getting further and further into grandpa territory, huh?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have like 8 gazillion kids, or are those just the skulls around his dick?
No, that's just the skulls, the ghosts.
I might be getting him mixed up with Hakan, because Hakan has like 8 million kids.
Yeah. No, I think like pictures of Dalsim surrounded by kids is just the kids living in his village.
Because he's fighting for them.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be that he's trying to prevent there from being another
another necklace.
Ammon.
Wait, what am I saying? I don't know I don't know if there's any like male.
I don't know what you just said.
No, I said another necklace. Like there won't be enough kids to make another necklace out of. But
well, that implies Dulcim wants the kids to die so he can have a second necklace.
Yeah. But yeah, I was saying that I don't know what about the male designs, but then Ryu.
Ryu, absolutely.
A lot of people went wild for homeless Ryu.
Not only do people go wild for Ryu, you're also forgetting another one.
Who?
Jamie at full drunk.
Oh yeah. I saw. I found a picture of him at full drunk, and yeah. Just Jamie's full drunk design is just the generic Fabio book cover.
A lot of people are still into it.
I still can't get over how Blanca is just Brock Lesnar painted green.
Hey, he's probably closer to the Bork Laser side, but yeah.
I mean, the face is the same as far as I can tell. That's good enough. I, I hope that his English dub is actually just Brock Lesnar, and then they just modeled Blanco off of him.
What? Blanca lied about being from Brazil this whole time. He's actually from Minnesota.
Yeah. And then Blanco just gets an alternate outfit where he has the dick tattoo on his chest.
Oh God. No, he doesn't get a dick tattoo. It's just that his chest hair changes into the pattern of the dick tattoo.
Yes. He puts on MMA pants.
I like to imagine, since he still has that stupid friendship with Dan, anytime Dan displeases him, he F5s him.
He just starts back suplexing him continuously until he starts being angry. Ah, blimey.
But he'll never stop being angry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Lily exists.
She looks pretty well, just about what we expected.
Yep.
She looks like she's T-Hawk with more mix-ups.
The T-Hawk with more mix-ups, slightly more waifu. Slightly.
Yeah, emphasis on slight. More supposed to be like... you know what? I can't say that. I was about to say more supposed to be like cute, then I remembered, oh no, wait, there's a lot of people that want to fuck cute.
Yeah.
I hate people.
Yeah.
Nothing can ever be innocent with these fuckers. These literal fuckers.
That's the problem with calling things cute nowadays, because like you see something and you go, oh, I find this thing adorable. And immediately people go, oh, so you want to fuck it? Yes, I would like to fuck my well-prepared sandwich.
Yeah.
Cut into a cute shape.
You know, I'm pretty sure that happened in American Pie.
I know for a fact that it happened in Brickleberry. So we have at least.
But who gives a shit about those shows? That and Big Mouth are in the same fucking category of like, okay, Family Guy sucked. Let's see if we can make something that sucks even more.
Yeah. Did you not like Hoops?
I'm not happy with how this is at least mildly enjoyable occasionally.
Yeah.
Let's not only make it needlessly vulgar and with like just completely on the nose political themes, let's also make it not funny.
I can confirm, from what I can find, Jury's knees are not exposed. Thank God, we are saved.
What am I supposed to jerk off to?
No, she's wearing 2 pairs of pants, one baggier than the other.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah. So yeah, Lily is a character. In Street Fighter, that is included in Street Fighter 6 on launch.
Oh, right, we were talking about Lily. I completely forgot about that. I mean, I like T-Hawk. That's the thing. I like T-Hawk. He's a cool character. I enjoy him. And I think everybody could pretty well agree the issue with T-Hawk is he doesn't really have a character of his own.
Yeah.
He's just kind of generic Native American man. And Lily is the same, except he's a little girl instead of a big man.
Which
She's
definitely,
a little girl instead of a big man.
Yeah. Which definitely changes everything and makes this character worth of sticking around. 100%.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see how she is in the story and whether she's got like particularly endearing gameplay. I had flashbacks to
Josie
Rizal, but she doesn't look that bad. Like, I can deal with cute klutz a lot better than cute crying.
But yeah, but then at the same time, did they show her crying in her reveal, Josie?
You know, I don't know, but they did show the wind pose of Lily, so she's not crying in it.
Yeah.
She just falls on her ass, which I guess is acceptable.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm still looking forward to the DLC announcement of Akuma. I need to know.
The DLC, okay, imagine for a second, the DLC trailer for Akuma, they just hit the pause button, go down to move list, and they just start scrolling.
Yeah. It's a 5-minute video dedicated to Akuma. There is no gameplay footage. They're just scrolling down the move list.
Like the announcer, you can hear an announcer saying, playing Akuma is a commitment made by players who are dedicated to learning a fully unique character. You just simply can't play Akuma and any other characters. No human has that much active memory space.
No human has that much time.
Yeah. When we said every Akuma player would be different, you better believe we fucking mean it, bucko.
Akuma has at least three answers to every question in this game. Maybe 5.
There are some moves that are fairly easy to do. He also now has a Raging Storm. And he has a perfect Raging Storm where you must perfectly imitate the pretzel shape or else Akuma explodes. Akuma now has a move where he summons his new friends from Tekken.
He just calls him Devil Kazuya. And it's not even it's not even a thing done in their art style. It's just a model ripped from Tekken 8.
Yeah. It's everyone's favorite guy. It's Kazuya. And Kazuya appears and he says, I'm Kazuya.
And then that takes down 50 points of damage of the enemy's health bar.
Yeah. That cringe damage.
Yeah. Akuma also has new specials. Akuma has forsaken the Hadouken, deeming it too powerful, and instead, for his new down forward special, he pulls out a gun.
Yeah.
If you record it, then he pulls out bigger guns. He can do it 5 times.
Amazing.
He starts off with a pistol, and then the last one is a BFG.
Oh boy.
But yeah, like all of the leaked designs, character designs have been right, but they're also on these characters. Who knows what they'll do with the DLC, considering that that's also been leaked. I hope nothing, because I love that Akuma design, if you can tell from the fact that our logo has that design.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I need to see that model, see how it looks. I need to see what they did to his moveset, by which I mean I don't just need the character trailer, I need that breakdown. Like, I want to know if they just did the things to Akuma that they seem to be doing with him in SF5 and just continue down the path of making him the only Guilty Gear character in Street Fighter for some reason. Because if so, that's cool with me. It's weird, but it's cool. Like
I mean, like,
yeah.
Actually,
What?
I have nothing to say.
But yeah, like imagine being like, I need to learn Dust Troops for Akuma in Street Fighter 6.
I need to learn the basketball combo for Akuma. Wait, what?
Yeah. Shinakuma is an install now, and while in it, you get access to the basketball combo.
Yeah.
If you the game recognizes if you're in the basketball combo and your install will not run out until you drop it or finish the combo. But otherwise, it has a very short lifetime.
Good shit.
Yeah. Then on to not news, but more conversation topics. Let's start off with this one. This is a joke, by the way, but which I point out so you won't think that I think it's real. I just like
Okay.
this sentence, but study shows that fairness in fighting games significantly improves when I win.
Yeah. Well, I can probably figure that one's a joke. Come on now.
I also like how this post has a big sticker on it that's a satire. In case you need to be sure.
Oh man, Jesus. Hard drive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then on to actual topics. Who is the most asshole father in a fighting game? And then this
Is that even a contest?
This question comes with a picture of Geese Howard.
Okay, yeah, Geese is up there, yes, but there's a certain someone who's much more famous for being worse.
I mean, which one?
There's a certain someone who is famous for throwing their son off a cliff.
Yeah, I was about to say like Heihachi or Kazuya.
Kazuya, half the time I think Kazuya forgets that Jin is his kid at all.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, like all things considered, I guess yeah, Heihachi would be the most asshole father in a fighting game because he hates his biological son. Well, one of them. He made another biological son just to make sure that he hates them. He does. And then he also hates his adopted son, which like makes you question why did he adopt him in the first place?
You know?
And by the way, the actual answer to that is he adopted Lee just to stick it to Kazuya because he hates him that much. That's the actual canon reason. At least as far as I know. So yeah. Then, in your opinion, which fighting games had the best and the worst implementations of post-launch content support and DLC?
Oh boy. Well, you know there's got to be some fucking ancient example that we're not even going to think of.
Yeah.
Of just like the prehistoric days of DLC when Oblivion Horse Armor was setting the world on fire.
I mean,
what is the best?
Yeah. Like for worst, I want to say either DOA 6 is one that's cited a lot, but one that's even worse potentially is I want to say not the Breakers collection, but another one that released around the same time of an old fighting game. The Rumblefish, I think. Yeah, the Rumblefish, if memory serves. It has DLC to add like characters that were in certain arcades but not others, which means that it's character DLC that was included in the game by the time that they got to it.
Right. That is silly, yeah.
Like I'd call it the worst because DOA is very silly, and if you want to buy all of the stuff that's DLC for DOA, it's like I want to say $2,000 or something stupid like that. But at the same time, DOA 6 was not already released like 20 years ago with all of the DLC already included in the game, you know?
Yeah. That's pretty silly, yes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
If I were to think of the worst, yeah, that's pretty up there. Street Fighter V should have never bothered with teasing the idea of like, oh, you can build up fight money to get the characters. No, you can't.
Yeah.
Like, we need to give up that idea because they're never going to make it a reasonably obtainable thing for anyone who isn't playing the game constantly day and night, right?
Yeah.
If you want people to pay for the DLC, just ask people to pay for the fucking DLC.
Yeah.
But that's not like really bad. That's just like an example of one that's famous and annoying, you know?
Yeah.
The DLC plan for, well, we can also talk about who drives the worst bargain, and that's Persona 4 Arena on console. On PC, you can get it, and it comes with all the DLC characters. Great. On console, each of the DLC characters costed like fucking $10 a piece.
Ah.
And that's like a horrible bargain.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that one's the one that springs to mind. And they did also ask best, though. Which, inevitably, when the thing of best DLC gets brought up, it's like, okay, what game offers the most free shit?
Yeah.
Right? Which, you know, sometimes free shit doesn't work out. Free shit arguably was trying to give away free shit is arguably part of what killed Avengers, right?
Yeah.
But KOF 15, right?
I can see it, yeah.
KOF 15 is a good one. Rugal as free DLC. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I'll take Rugal. Are you shitting me?
Like I'm trying to think of just, you know, outstanding DLC practices and post launch support for fighting games either way, and I can't really think of any because DLC generally works the same way in fighting games. It's just here's 5 characters, 3 to 5 characters that you add to the roster for this amount of money. We'll do bug fixes and balance patches. All right.
There's also the question of, you know, which ones are the best bargains and which DLC packages offer the best mixture of characters to please people, right?
Yeah. If you're considering that, okay, out of left field, cross tag.
Ooh, that. Wait, cross tag.
Blaze Blue cross tag.
That one is out of left field, but yeah, that's. I'm not a fan of cross tag, but yeah, those are DLC packages that it's like, okay, there's a little bit here to please everybody.
Yeah, like I'm not a fan of cross tag, both because of its gameplay and also because it features Ruby, but you know, like I have to admit, like the DLC overall, like the DLC and the support and all that worked fine for as long as they did it. Like they were uncharacteristically nice about all of that stuff while they were doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's one that I could point out as the best. Can I think of any other?
Yeah.
Because usually,
I think the Mortal Kombat DLC packs have generally been pretty good about offering what people would, a mixture of things that people would want. Because you've not just got the classic Mortal Kombat characters, you've got, okay, here's the Terminator, here's Jason Voorhees, here's, you know, so and such and such and so. And it just keeps going, you know?
I guess my thing with those DLCs is that it's all like it's never a character that I have ties with, so I just go, okay, I guess that guy's in the game now.
Yeah, that definitely becomes a thing of like it's got more value for people who do watch a lot of movies, right? And you're not a big movie watcher. So
Yeah.
the fact that it's all movie characters makes it kind of screwy. The some of the Street Fighter DLC, the Street Fighter 5 DLC packs, I think did do a good job of mixing it up. Season 1 was all returning characters, but past that, they did a good job of mixing. Here's a returning character from 2, here's a character from 3 or Alpha, here's a couple of new guys.
Yeah.
I kept it up to solid mixtures, I always thought.
Yeah, the later
And on
seasons
top
for
of that,
SF5 worked out better,
almost
yeah.
all the Street Fighter 5 DLC characters were better than the base roster characters.
Except season 1.
I disagree. Season 1's got Rog and Urian, and I like both of them a lot.
Oh, okay, maybe Raga and Yuri. And like when I think of season 1, I just think of what the fuck, whatever the fuck they did to Akuma. And
Kumo Season 2.
okay, then I'm wrong.
Season 1 also had Alex, who I love, but pretty well everyone will tell you, oh god, Alex is garbage in that game.
Yeah, like the first couple of seasons just seem very ill-designed when it comes to how the characters were adapted, I mean.
Yeah, there's definitely improvement over time, though, which becomes another thing when you talk about DLC. Is like, okay, are we talking about them initially on release or after updates?
I mean,
Okay, then.
I mean, I figured. I thought it was an open question, but yeah, I figure. I figure we're talking about it like at whatever state they're in right now, which for most games would just mean in their final state.
Yeah.
But like as I've said, like DLC and post-launch support doesn't really swing either way, which way for me, because it's once again like, okay, so if you buy the season pass, you get access to these 5 characters. I'm throwing out a number because 5 is around the usual amount that companies seem to go for. You get access to 5 characters, and then we will do balance changes and patches as we seem fit, pretty much.
Yeah.
And like, okay, all of that's cool, but that's kind of that's the basis. Like that's the zero that we move up or down from. And most fighting games don't. They kind of just keep to that because that's the safe answer.
Yeah.
Like the bad DLC Tekken 7 post season 1.
It was hard to stay interested in being sold characters who look and play the same as they always have. Yeah.
And then like, no, actually even season 1. But it's like, okay, so your DLC is Harada's Gatosi. And some licensed characters and bowling. And like,
what do you mean you don't want bowling?
No, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I'm interested in Tekken bowling. I spend money. I spend more money. I spend more time in Tekken bowling than I spend in the fucking stupid ass arcade mode in this game that shouldn't even exist. But you know,
yeah,
I'm not gonna pay money for the luxury of bowling with Akuma.
And that is why you fail.
Especially not when it's the only or when it feels like it's the only single player content best the story mode and Ghost Battle, which gets very tiring very fast.
I think you're being generous to story mode.
Yeah. So you know, it was kind of like they tried to throw the single player people a bone, and then proceeded to pull it back with a thread, kind of, with that.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was okay. All of the returning characters that Harada said would be free, but they couldn't make free because turns out he doesn't have as much leeway as he thought.
Yeah.
And past that, it was okay. So you'll get 2 characters per season and also 2 stages. Aren't you glad that that these season passes cost as much as the ones with 5 characters instead?
Yeah.
Which, like, I get that making characters costs a lot of money. But when they switch over to a different content scheme, it makes it kind of sting when it's like, okay, so I used to get more content. But I guess not anymore.
Ugh.
And it's always a thing that I love seeing when it comes to games that do this, because I believe, no, never mind, I'm wrong. I was gonna say Guilty Gear Strive also did this, but no, they don't add stages for every character if memory serves, which is why stages stick out to me about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So yeah. Then, what else did I have? Well, I found this question. What do you think of the anime arena fighters combat? What would you like to change and improve? Depth. I summarized it for you, but yeah, depth.
Eh.
Like, I personally like the Ultimate Ninja Storm series for nostalgic reasons, mainly because I played the original Ninja fucking Ultimate Ninja games on PS2, and Ultimate Ninja Storm was just the same thing in 3D. Now the issue with that is that it was just the same thing in 3D.
Yeah.
It took until Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, which was actually like 7 games in, if memory serves, for the game to start getting depth. By the way, Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 was the last one until they announced that there's gonna be a Naruto cross Boruto Ninja Storm game. So maybe this time they'll add depth. I doubt it, but you know.
Unlikely.
But yeah, like the character switching in the middle of combos and all that gave those games some semblance of depth. It wasn't much, but it was more than you'd expect out of those games. I would hope that they could somehow figure out a control scheme that allows them to actually include more combos and maybe normals into the game and stuff like that while keeping in with the characters. You know, it would make the game feel a lot more like a traditional fighter, but it should. Like there's Kakito Ninja Taisen on GameCube, which I believe was more similar and was made by the same people. So maybe they should take notes from that. I'm gonna look up just to make sure that I'm not wrong. It's Gekito, not Gakito. Really big difference, as you can hear. But yeah, was this made by CyberConnect? Potentially, it's still loading. No, that's publishers, developers. No, it's aiding. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I get aiding on that shit. Like I want to say get aiding on that shit at the same time. DNF Duel.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I think Arena Fighters, and I know I only pointed out like literally one, but it's the series that I have the most experience with. I've played. I believe I've played the Macadamia one, and maybe some of the Dragon Ball ones, but not as much as I've played the Naruto ones because those are the ones that I had the most easy access to. Your thoughts?
I don't even know how he got to Arena Fighters, honestly.
No, that was the topic. It's what do you think? How would you improve? Which there's many ways.
I have nothing to say. I have very little time with arena fighters, and them on a competitive level doesn't super interest me. It's kind of an underwhelming answer, but it's not a franchise it's not a genre I've invested much time into. And what time I invested into it was in many ways just a way of me learning the plot of Naruto, so I'd at least vaguely be aware of it.
Yeah.
And ideally hoping it would be less confusing than a plot summary, which it probably was, but oh boy, that's not saying too much.
Yeah. And let's see.
If I
Yeah.
I had to think of something, I would say make a defense system that isn't just you have 3 limited reversals like those bad wrestling games of the late 2010s.
Yeah. Technically, there was a block button. It sucked. You're still right. Like, make a defensive mechanic that actually works, please. And the thing is, like the reversals used to be a lot stronger because there used to be no limit on them aside from maybe your chakra if memory serves. But they had to change that because turtling mainly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's any more topics that are interesting, but it's just like, let me see if I can find the one that I saw that's... Yeah, fighting games should be more popular. That's a take.
Wow, I can't believe it. It's only the same thing that everybody talks about with fighting games.
Yeah.
What's that line from SpongeBob that Squidward says? Daring today, aren't we?
Yeah, that's it.
I would like more Reddit points, please. Hey, make my penis feel good. My pernus.
Makes me feel freaking fresh. And also just, you know, a lot of people going like, Project L is going to save fighting games. Project L is Jesus, God, and fucking Buddha all merged.
And the funny thing is that, okay, maybe Riot brings a fresh perspective of things. Maybe Riot will do some things differently because they don't have island mentality. Capcom's been getting past the island mentality for a minute now. For one thing. For another thing, they're unlikely to pump more money into it than Capcom's pumping into Street Fighter 6 right now. Like, Capcom's pumping a lot of money into Street Fighter 6 right now. $1 million for $2 million for a fucking tournament, and that's just the prize pool.
Yeah. All right. This is gonna be a topic that I think we'll get over very fast because I don't think either of us has a real answer. But I'm gonna raise it anyway because it's the most interesting thing I've found so far.
Yeah.
Which fighting game do you feel has the best story? The easy answer is none of them, but let's wait to that.
It's going to differ on entry to entry.
Yeah.
With Soul Calibur, I'd be inclined to say, okay, up until Soul Calibur 3, Soul Calibur. Tekken, up until maybe 4 or 5, whenever Kazuya comes back from the dead, that's when things kind of take a shit.
I'd say 4, but considering how 5, the 4 is when he comes back, I think. But what I'm trying to say is, I'd say up to for me up to 5, I count Tekken as good because 5 is filler. Like even when you consider the actual like canon for the main characters, it's filler. It's just character development.
Yeah.
So like 5 doesn't really count. It really goes better after 6 because 6 actually does movements with the story and it's bad.
Street Fighter can waffle back and forth between a fun, enjoyable story and just kind of like Ryu saves the day.
Yeah, if like out of all of the ones that I can think of, I'd say like or fucking Street Fighter has the best story because it's the most consistent. It's just very basic, just hero's journey. Ryu wants to learn the reason to live, and he learned it by fighting. Goddammit,
never learns it.
Nope. But yeah, and like Mortal Kombat story started out as a joke, and then they rebooted the series and tried to make it less of a joke. It didn't work. Then they rebooted the series and tried to make it less of a joke. It didn't work. Then they tried to reboot it and make it less of a joke. And here we are.
I disagree quite a bit for Mortal Kombat 9 and somewhat for Mortal Kombat X. I think Mortal Kombat X was a decline from Mortal Kombat 9. But Mortal Kombat 9, I thought, had a very strong story.
Mortal Kombat 9 tried to do the best with what it had, basing its stuff off of the early Mortal Kombats, but the early Mortal Kombats were just clown house, complete, like, not even clown shoes, it was an entire car. It was an entire circus. So, it tried to do serious stuff with the entire circus. It worked, for the most part. And then each entry following it just ruined it more and more. Just, it slid back into the clown shoes.
I think a lot of where... Well, of course, part of the thing that falls apart is Ed Boon wants the total reset, right?
Yeah.
Which we keep saying this like we know Ed Boon as a person, we're fucking reading his mind. We could be totally wrong about this, but what has been the indication so far is that Ed Boon is sick of writing the same characters and wants to write someone new. We could be dead wrong about that. I need to go ahead and just say that real quick just to get it in. But either which way, that was a lot of the problem with Mortal Kombat 11. A lot of the other problems is simultaneously they kind of make it feel like the new characters, they want to overrun the old characters, but they're also scared to pull the trigger with them sometimes.
Yeah.
Except maybe D'Vorah, they're plenty willing to pull the trigger with her. Because Cassie went from the hero of Mortal Kombat X to irrelevant in Mortal Kombat 11 very quickly.
What do you mean? She was there when Sonya died. Oh no.
Jackie, very similarly irrelevant.
Okay,
Takeda and Kung Jin weren't even there.
With Jackie, I can't even make a joke because I don't remember what she did. Like she was there when Cassie watched her mother die, and then she went and retrieved Chronicle's crown, and died in the process at least in one universe.
She went and retrieved the crown, and then she was like, "Dad, don't be evil." And Jax was like, "My arms!"
Yeah.
Yeah, Jax is a dark spot for Mortal Kombat 11. The entire treatment of Kotal Khan. Kotal Khan is so explicitly, we could have had an interesting character here, but...
There was an interesting character here. It's gone now.
Yeah. It's like, for one thing, we just find it funnier to get this guy dunked on. For another thing, we just would rather have Shao Kahn here, because Shao Kahn's easier to write. Because it just allows us to go back to having Outworld be a menace.
Yeah.
It's...
like
either which way,
yeah.
Either which way, I thought Mortal Kombat X had a lot of charm. And I thought the new characters were very interesting. The downside to it, yeah, was losing their not being willing to pull the trigger on any of the new Outworld stuff and all that shit, you know.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I mean, there's a lot of just anime fighters that roll around the same ideas. Guilty Gear at certain points has characters I give a shit about, but it's kind of in that Bayonetta realm of, I like these characters, this setting is stupid. And it's got a lot of charm, but it's a stupid setting. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I think a problem with Guilty Gear is that I don't even consider it a cohesive story. It's just these the characters' personal episodes. They happen to share the same universe.
Kind of, yeah. Guilty Gear doesn't fall into the Tekken thing of where it just feels like so many of the characters are just dicking around for the sake of gag comic bits. But yeah.
Yeah. And then like there's other games with stories that were just not best realized because of the stuff like localization around the time. Like The Last Blade has a very generic story from what I understand, but even that generic story, it wasn't better realized because of the translation being, you know, stinky or like stinky 90s translation.
Yeah.
So yeah. And KOF, I don't think KOF has a story anymore. It's kind of just like, okay, so here's Terry to kill a god.
Yeah, that's his job now. He just does it.
And that's pretty much it, I think. Like, do you know any other games with stories? With like actual stories instead of stuff like, okay, so Schoolgirls has a premise, allegedly.
I mean, like, it's kind of against the style of a lot of the more older school fighting games and games that are trying to be older school fighting games to have a story that is really emphasized, you know?
Yeah.
So much of it is just have fun, pop it in, arcade mode, have some fun, see a goofy arcade ending, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what we're forgetting?
What?
Marvel Infinite.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway,
Anyways,
anyway, about Dante's Pizzas. But yeah, that
he
might be the.
laces it with heroin now.
No, he's replaced the cheese with heroin and the pepperoni with meth.
I thought you were going to say he's replaced the pepperoni with heroin. He's replaced the crust with heroin.
He's also replaced
Sausage, heroin.
He's also replaced the delivery driver with heroin.
He's replaced the delivery driver with a needle.
He's replaced Pizza Hut with the bum on the corner of the street.
Fuck, that's a well-supplied bum.
You have to be in Redgrave City.
Oh, boy.
So yeah.
All right, then.
Yeah, aside from this, the only stuff the topics that I can find are just things like PC or console. If you can afford it, PC, I guess. Like okay.
Yeah, that's a little bit silly. Look, here's the thing, right? You can't mod your booby mods into Marvel vs. Capcom on console.
Yeah.
How can I play Wolverine if he isn't a hot chick? How can I play Rocket Raccoon?
I thought you were gonna say, how can I play Wolverine if he doesn't have his dick out?
Yeah.
Uh, I also like this one, which I guess we'll close out on because whatever. Is it just me or are the completion rates for fighting games really low? The completion
Yeah, no
rates,
shit.
the completion rates for any game is really low.
Yes, that, first of all, that. Second of all, the give me a second. Second of all, the fighting game community is generally divided up into a few types of players that don't have a lot of overlap in terms of what they play. There are a lot of offline players who just like they just about puke from stress at the idea of playing online. And conversely, there are plenty of people who play online who, if you ask them to play something offline, they'll say, why do you want me to get bored? There are so few people that are actually going to push for the 100% here. I'm going to bet most of them are probably NetherRealm players, just because you're already going to do a lot of that shit just to get the unlockables.
I'm gonna see just because. Don't never mind. I thought that this would be a ranking screenshot that they shared, but no.
Yeah, that's just kind of an odd question, really.
But yeah, I guess we'll close out the topics with your new avatar that I found.
Oh boy.
So anyway, so yes, you played Injustice and other stuff.
Injustice, yes. Injustice 2. Boy, that game feels a lot worse than I remember. Oh
Yep.
boy. It feels bad, man.
Yeah, when before we started playing MK11 again, no, actually when they added Injustice 2, I want to say I downloaded it because it's the first game that we recorded playing against each other. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's the first fighting game we actually played against each other. So
Yeah.
and I was like, well, I know fighting games better now, so maybe I can get more fun out of it because I remember not particularly liking it all that much. No, I'm wrong.
Oh boy.
So how about them loot drops?
That's one thing I didn't even interact with. For one thing, the camera perspective is odd. Like, it's a wide shot, and in Injustice 1 it felt a bit more natural, but Injustice 2, I can't quite put words into it. This was about a week ago that I played this. Injustice 1, it felt more natural, but in Injustice 2, it kind of feels like a bad Unity. It looks like a bad Unity
Yeah.
project. In terms of the camera, just the wrong angle. There's too much of the floor that's visible, it feels. The movement feels a little bit stiff. It feels awkward to go back to just having 3 attack buttons instead of 4 or 6, which is the standard in most fighting games.
Yeah, but most fighting games this side of BlazBlue.
No, BlazBlue has 4 attack buttons.
Well, it has 4 attack buttons in the same way that Injustice does.
It differs depending on the character, I suppose. But BlazBlue gives you a lot more it feels like active stuff to do with those buttons.
Yeah.
The what was I going to say? The combos feel more than a little bit odd. And I had a point there, but I've forgotten it. Oh boy, I am really just having a complete brain fart here. Because I don't want it to just be feel bad, but that's kind of what I'm going down the route of here. And that's not very helpful. I'm having a complete brain fart. Holy crap, my brain is just turning off right now as we speak.
Nice.
What was... Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, I put time in with Bane. Bane's a bad one to start off with. He's an awkward character who is built around command grabs, but he doesn't get much damage out of them. Which kind of goes against the thing that command grabs are supposed to be threatening because they do big damage. But NetherRealm's never been big on command grabs. They've usually made them fairly unrewarding.
Yeah.
It especially doesn't help when a command grab not only has low damage, but also it also only hits high, right?
Oh, yeah.
A high grab.
Yeah.
The Bane is kind of a character who doesn't have a whole lot of options to begin with. And on top of that, his special ability button is very inactive. It is press the button to boost for more damage temporarily. And compared to a lot of characters who get moves on that button, that does feel awkward. And it's not like Bane's underpowered because he can turn a big combo or a big grab into big damage. But it just feels very inactive. The other characters I put in a little bit of time with were Darkseid and Swamp Thing. Darkseid still feels kind of fun, but very awkward. And I thought that Darkseid was an awkward character design when I played him, so that's not new. But he, still feels like a character with solid possibilities in front of him, especially because he's got the Parademon stuff he can use.
Yeah.
And then I put in time with Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing still feels fun. But yeah, I actually had a big point I wanted to make with Injustice 2 here, and my brain is entirely turning off. Take it away. I'm just going to sit down for a bit.
Well, Injustice 2. It really is just the game feel doesn't feel right. Like, we're not used to Blaze Blue, so that's a part of it. But even past that, like, it kind of feels like, and it's been a couple months since I last played it, so I might be wrong. But if memory serves, it just kind of felt like the worst part of Blaze Blue mixed with the worst parts of Mortal Kombat. And that's kind of bad. Gameplay-wise, I mean. The ability button doesn't, like, the ability button didn't feel like it warranted being a face button a lot of times. Could have just easily been one of the shoulder buttons and just made the ability button not a second, like, kick. Which, I believe that's how the first Injustice worked, but I forget. Otherwise, most of the characters just kind of seemed like jobbers, from what I remember. Like, sure, Damien was there for someone who is a big guy. What even was the jobber? Yeah, what even was the roster? I forget. Huh.
Oh boy.
I'm looking it up, but yeah, the suggested search was Justice to Amy Rose. I don't think she's in this game. I'm gonna wager.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
But yeah, like the Deadshot, Atrocitus, Doctor Fate, Firestorm. Like, you know, that's not really the most well-known pop culture superheroes.
Well, the trouble is DC hyper focuses on 3 of their heroes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that is a big problem. Yes.
Like if you know the comics, then those aren't jobbers. But because DC makes all of their movie and TV adaptations about 3 characters. No, I'm not. I shouldn't even say 3. For the most part, it's been 2 characters. Wonder Woman hasn't gotten anything except for the last 10 years.
Yeah. And then the horrible design for Cyborg. Okay, it's not that horrible, but still, it's not the one I like, so it sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the cast feels like they went for the for the ones that you recognize. It felt like they went for the safe options, and then there weren't really any up and comers that you were getting more aware of in the general pop culture, while also not being a big name already, like Blue Beetle, which Blue Beetle is in the game, so you know that's cool.
Yeah.
But also, like, a lot of these characters' gameplay styles, from what I remember, just didn't. They just felt weird, and that was true for everyone. Like Batman didn't feel the way Batman should, and I can tell you what Batman should feel like. But holy shit, it's not Injustice.
Yeah, Multiverses got a little bit closer with him, and Multiverses got a lot closer with Superman.
And that was just true for every character. Like the Flash. If memory serves, the Flash got a whole moveset rework between the 2 games, and neither of them were good. Well, neither of them were what Flash should be, in my opinion.
It wasn't a whole moveset rework, it was just one new move that made a lot of sense.
Ah, okay. But yeah, the Flash didn't really work. Who could I think of that did work? Lobo. He's not in this game, but Lobo. What's his name? Solomon Grundy. I remember him working for the most part. But like, also notice how these characters are from Injustice 1.
Eh.
And then, you know, like, all of these being said, I also can't comment on the DLC characters because I never played with them. I played against them. I can tell you that Adam's like tantrum move looks funny. That's like something that should work in an actual fight, but you know.
Yeah.
That's that. I can't really comment on them all that much. Like, Injustice 2, in my head, is just the perfect storm of all of these designs are kind of like middling. The gameplay isn't fun. The story's not engaging. So, like, okay, why am I supposed to play this game again? Which, that feeling is why I don't.
Yeah.
Then again, the story part at least will probably be at least in part two, due to me having read the Injustice comics before I played the second game. So, and boy, so yeah. Did you play anything else?
Nothing else I can think of.
I don't think I've played fight. No, I played Street Fighter 5 against my niece because she wanted to. They were sure matches. I don't tell Pink. But last time we played Street Fighter 5, I fought against him like I fought against my niece. Just to see if that works.
Yeah.
And yeah, we also played Street Fighter 5. That's gonna be released in like a month. Depends on when I edit it and how the schedule lines up.
All right.
We're not gonna play Street Fighter 5 ever again. Don't ask us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it then. I suppose fighting games were.
Fighting games were.